This is why I don't make videos about this kind of stuff. It all seems very straightforward to me. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm preaching to the choir here. Anyway, here's something that happened recently. Okay, so Kim Davis is a county clerk in Kentucky. Say that 3 times fast. Anyway, she refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And since it's like illegal now, she's been jailed. And of course she did this apparently because of her religious convictions. God didn't want gay people to get married, therefore it is against her religion to issue marriage licenses to gay people. So as expected, she's being heralded as a martyr activist by the religious right in America. And people are using her story as proof of some kind of secular war on religion in America. Okay, first of all, if you're not aware, the Supreme Court of the United States recently ruled that same-sex marriage is completely legal in America. So if your job is to issue marriage licenses to people and you refuse to do so for a person because they are gay, you are literally doing your job wrong. And in her case, she works for the government, and when the government tells you to do your job and you don't do it, then you're like breaking the law. And when you're breaking the law, you can be sent to jail, and this is exactly what happened to her. Now, this all seems very straightforward to me. I don't think anyone should be surprised that she's in jail. It's just like how this works. But the thing is, she and other people seem to think that she should be able to both keep her job and also do it wrong, which to me seems obviously absurd. But her lawyers have said, and I quote, she's not going to resign and she's not going to violate her conscience. What? Like, if you don't agree with the duties of your job, then like leave your job, right? If you're a burger flipper at Burger King and you refuse to flip burgers because you're a vegetarian, you're gonna get fired real quickly. And you should, because you're doing your job wrong. Now, if you want to fight to change the rules about the way your job is done, then feel free to do that if you feel it's worth your time. But as long as the rules are what they are, I don't understand why you would want to do a job that conflicts with your convictions. It sounds to me that Kim Davis is just being a brat. Also, let's discuss religious freedom for a second. Religious freedom, as you might imagine, is the freedom to practice your own religion, whatever it may be. We have that in America just as long as your religious expression doesn't fuck with anybody else. Like, if gay marriage is against your religion and the government knocks on your door and is like, okay, you are forced to gay marry somebody, that would count as religious oppression and it wouldn't be cool. But other people getting married does not affect your ability to freely practice your religion. This is like if you were buying milk at the grocery store and the cashier was like, I can't sell this to you because I'm lactose intolerant. And the thing about Kim Davis is, if she personally didn't want to issue marriage licenses, she could have just let someone else do it. County clerks have a lot of work to do besides marriage licenses. But instead, she decided that her entire office was going to refuse to serve gay couples. Like, not at all. That is the opposite of religious freedom. That is called imposing your religious beliefs on other people, i.e. fucking with somebody else. But in all honesty, I've never really bought the whole religious freedom argument. First of all, there's literally nothing in the Bible about gay marriage or consensual, loving homosexual relationships in general. I mean, there is a bunch of stuff in the Bible that basically says gay sex is icky, but that's about it. Also, Jesus, who Christians tend to think is the big top dog, big homie in the Bible, had exactly zero to say about homosexuality, sexual or otherwise. Now, one may conclude that God doesn't want gay people to get married because according to the Bible, he clearly doesn't want them to have sex. But there are a lot of things that Jesus/God doesn't like according to the Bible, like divorce and adultery, for example, which Kim Davis has herself done apparently. But also other things like fornication, lying, taking the Lord's name in vain. Like, what if I would have walked to Kim Davis's office trying to get married, but on my way there I like stubbed my toe and I was like, Jesus Christ. Do you think she would have been like, oh, nope, you blew it, can't do it, my religious convictions prevent me from serving you? Much less if she found out I was an atheist. Do you think she refuses to issue marriage licenses to atheists? I mean, maybe, but I kind of doubt it. She probably doesn't even ask. And you know why she probably doesn't ask? Because this isn't about religious freedom. This is bigotry hidden behind a veil of religious freedom. If Christians literally tried to do everything the Bible tells them to do or tried to prevent everything God doesn't like, they'd be lunatics. They'd all be lunatics. And it's good that they don't. Have you read the Bible? There's some crazy shit in there. Just like any religion, they choose the parts that they like and they discard everything that's too outdated or too absurd. But obviously, a little nonsense always slips through the cracks, as is the case with any kind of dogma. And when you've already got a prejudice in your heart against a group of people who are different than you, it's really easy to make religion your scapegoat to not have to deal with the fact that you're an asshole. People use these exact arguments to justify slavery. But just like slavery has become out of fashion in the developed world, so too will be all of these anti-gay sentiments. sentiments in due time. That's all I have to say about that. And we want your feedback. We want you to send us video responses. Like, how do you feel about going to school, whether high school or college, whatever you're doing? Do you feel like you're getting anything out of it? Do you only do it to appease your folks? How do you do well in school? How do you deal with the social aspects of school? How do you describe and handle the transition from high school to college? Is going to college even worth it? And if you happen to be already done with school, what advice and knowledge can you share with everyone else?